Cheers, guys. Epix 911, welcome to the Monday, July 10th, 2017 edition of VR News. Just a quick reminder, guys, I will be flying out to the West Coast tomorrow, picking up a car, stay with my buddy Exity a couple of nights, so my VR News episodes uploaded from his place, and then wherever I end up, via my drive back across the northern US this time, VR News being uploaded en route. All right, let's jump into VR News, starting with these 3 game launch announcements. And the first, the game called The Bellows. And I just want to say, there is an HTC Vive version for this game already on Steam, and it is free. 100% free, no strings, no catches, free. So if you grab it, and I recommend you do grab it because the devs have indicated they may put a price on it if it starts moving copies. And I got a feeling when word gets out that it's free, it will do exactly that. Even if you're not going to play it for a while, get it now. You can always delete it or ignore it later. But it's a horror game. And developer Castle Steps announcing a July 11th release for the PlayStation VR. Now, while it's not free for PlayStation VR users, it is going to be $5 US, and that's not bad. Now, the game is going to support DualShock 4 and Move controllers, and PlayStation VR users also getting slightly revamped gameplay. Now, this next game, The Lost Bear, PlayStation VR title. It is a debut game from an indie company called Oddbug Studio. These guys are from the UK, working with publisher Fabric on this 2D platformer. Now take a look at this. I really think the art style is freaking beautiful. It is a paint on canvas art style and just a gorgeous combination of 2D and 3D. I think it works brilliantly, just a beautiful aesthetic as a result of that. Now, we've, a little tiring on the plot line, but that's okay. Yeah, you play a character named Walnut, and she's a young girl looking for her teddy bear, snatched by evil toy snatcher. So, not the most exciting plot line, but it is a platformer. There's lots of jumping, running, puzzles. What I do like, though, aside from, the plot, which, like I said, is a little tired, is the fact that this all takes place in a theater. So you are supposed to be a theater audience member, the action unfolding on screen. But what's cool is when the scenery and set pieces in the game change, that gets reflected inside the theater. So if you're in a forest, well, suddenly you're in a theater in a forest. And it's a really cool effect. Nice little original touch. And the third game is called The Zero Dome. This is a single-player shooter, developer Pillowhead Games, releasing this later this year for the HTC Vive. Talking about tired plot lines, guys. This one sees you crash landing, surprise, surprise, on an alien planet. We haven't heard that plot line before, ever. But we have in this game, in the Zero Dome, you crash land and basically attempt to survive. So it's an open world game, some similarity to Echo Arena in terms of you're playing in zero-G gravity, and you can throw yourself at triangular objects to navigate around domes where you gather some of the resources you need to build things to ultimately survive. While you're doing that, you're fighting drones, and according to developer Brayson Jackowitz, who told Upload VR, what he wanted to do was really create a truly open world. And, I don't want to sound jaded at all or, skeptical, but we've heard claims like that before. People love to throw around the open world muscle phrase, and most times it ends up being pretty disappointing. Now, there are exceptions to that. There are a few companies that do open world really, really well. Want to take these guys at face value. Hopefully it is, and we will find out soon enough anyways. As evidenced in this next story by my vibrating and ringing phone, many messages from you guys this morning about the Rift sale taking place right now. And this, holy crap, let's take a look at it. So Oculus, obviously trying to, throw some excitement into the summer doldrums and create a bit of a marketing buzz, dropping the Oculus Rift and Touch from $598 US to $400. That's $200 US off. Phenomenal. They're calling this the Summer of Rift promotion. So my thoughts, probably pretty obvious, but if you were wanting a Rift and just waiting for a good aggressive sale, guys, this would be your good aggressive sale. I would definitely pull the trigger, purchase now. Unless you really, really want a Vive, this is the sale to get you into VR. I would urge you definitely take advantage of it. And the next story, director of The Hills Have Eyes, which is a horror movie that I had some fun with. There were some scary parts, but there were a lot of parts that actually had me laughing. I just thought it was a good movie with some comedic elements in it. Anyways, working with Oculus and a company called Future Lighthouse to create a 360-degree horror series. The horror director, Alexandre, he's working on the series, and it's going to feature a bunch of horror movie archetypes like the summer camp and scary stories told around the campfire, the group of teenagers, girls surviving till the end, all of that stuff expected here. According to Road to VR, who interviewed with him, it was inspired by cult classics like Creepshow from 1982 and Tales of the Crypt. Now, Tales of the Crypt, personally, I love that one. Creepshow, it was okay, but I think I preferred Tales of the Crypt and Friday the 13th, the series. Love that show. Now, actor Robert Englund, who played Freddy Krueger, he's going to have a cameo in this. And they're billing these as episodic VR horror. The release is slated as a Halloween release, so end of October, early November, and will be exclusive content in the Oculus store. Now, just like I love VR cockpit style games because of the controllers, I love me VR horror games. Yeah, they scare the crap out of me, but that's exactly why I like them. They have an amazing ability, even at the current technology level, to really tap in to our primal fears, push all the right buttons, and literally scare the bejesus out of you. And I love that, and I hope that never changes. And I mentioned this before. Put a warning on the game. Make it as frickin' scary as you want. No holds barred, but put a warning on there. Leave it up to me as the consumer to decide if I'm up for the challenge. If I'm not, I assure you I'll take many breaks, even if they're every 5 seconds, yanking the HMD off. But I want to at least experience it, because a VR horror game done right is an experience like no other. And the last one I had, Resident Evil 7, case in frickin' point. Just hell of a lot of fun, amazing, and a unique VR experience. Next story. Oculus senior developer Callum Underwood departing the company. He's not joining Lucky. Instead, he's leaving to join a company called Raw Fury. And he's got an entire blog post on this. What seems to appeal to him is simply the size of Raw Fury. As he puts it, they are about 1% the size of Oculus. He loves indie companies. He's going to be assisting them, road mapping future games, assisting them setting up funding ventures, etc. So very cool. Wish him all the best. Who's going to be left? That's my question. Who is going to be left from the original Oculus team? I mean, Ariba's there kind of, sort of still. That'll be interesting to see as the months go by. That is it for the news on this Monday. Like I said, travel day tomorrow. Got my 3DS with me and a lot of time. I think it's about a 7-hour flight. Guys, as always, cheers, and we will catch you literally this time on the flip side via the West Coast. Cheers.